Everyone, Russian Bear 51 here, and today I'm with oh my. And today we are going to talk about lots of right, sure.
Okay, on him.
Yep.
So we were playing multiplayer, but now we're playing skirmish offline instead because
It'll probably work better.
before our previous stream completely shut itself. Yeah, I would love to see more Ray throughout the trilogy.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean, we've got to now retouch upon what we were talking about, which is gay, but basically, yeah, I think Ray is part of the Skywalker family, and I think that is why they're making, like, if you remember, like, the start of A New Hope, and you remember, like, the start of Phantom Menace, the one we don't speak about.
It's the dark
It's like
era.
a development story of characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the development of Anakin in the prequels, it was the development of Luke in the original trilogy. Wouldn't it, for Ray to have been the Jedi that was seen in...
It would be pretty much like the ultimate. The entire prophecy is this person here, and we've took this long to get here. Help. Pretty much.
I would just love to see was the chosen one. She was the Jedi, not Anakin, not Luke, but Rey. And the thing that's nice about it as well is there's so many fucking male leads all the time in movies. It'd be nice to see a female be like the badass Jedi that everyone's scared of.
Yeah.
Like that's cool as fuck in my opinion.
I mean, I think
like
the only
Ayla
bit that, like,
and whatever her name is as well.
the only bit that annoyed me about Rey was probably the bit where she just instantly managed to kick the shit out of Kylo Ren, even though, you know.
Why? Look how Vader died. Did that not piss you off?
No, because Vader was like old at that point. There was
yeah, but it's Darth
Vader
Vader
had a reason for that though. Like the entire story had bring to that point. Vader couldn't have continued for very much longer, I don't think. Anyway. Like, you know, as cool as Vader was, as badass as he was, as, like, you know, freaking one of the best movie villains of all time, pretty much. As good as he was, I mean, no, not really. He had to just stop eventually. And the whole Luke bringing him back from the dark side, in some sense of the word, you know, even if it was right at the end, I think that still set him out on a good note.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really, you know, he didn't really leave the dark side or bring him from the dark side. He still murdered loads of people, nearly killed all the Jedi.
Yeah, but you know, the Jedi, we forget about these things, you know, forgiveness and all that shit.
Because I threw Mr. Melty Man, who goes like, ah, that makes me good now. Thanks, Jesus. Happy Life Day.
Jesus is Star Wars. There's no such thing as a Jesus. It's just an energy farm. Because we don't talk about the other idea.
But yeah, I would just love to see more Rey. I think as a character she was absolutely incredible. And the bit where you're talking about Kylo Ren, how she easily defeated him. The thing is, you've got to remember, they're trying to show that she isn't just Rey. She isn't just a scavenger from Jakku.
I know, but it still pissed me off a little bit.
She can stand up. See, why?
Because it was just so
you've got
sudden.
to remember, Kylo Ren isn't powerful himself.
Well, obviously, but like, he's more trained than she is, as far as we are aware. Now, whether that changes or not, whatever. But at the moment, it didn't take away from the movie at all. I still thought it was a great film, and that scene was amazing. But that bit just irked me a little bit because of how it was put. If they did it where, like, you know, I'm not too sure how it would have worked, really. But, like, it's just the fact that she managed to just, you know, calm down and then absolutely wreck house. Like, what the hell happened?
See, I think, well, if you've got to remember as well, you've got to remember Kylo Ren was also losing his patience and sort of not clear in his mind, if you remember. You know what Yoda always used to talk about.
Sith don't really do that, though. Sith are just power and crush people. I don't remember Sith being clear of mind of things.
Right, so not Count Dooku.
Count Dooku was more like, because all the Sith are different. I just fucked
you up with a little bit of knowledge.
All the Sith are different, because Darth Vader, you know, he just fucking murdered people for just failing shit, which, you know, any Sith would probably do. Count Dooku, you know, he was more of a calm, collected villain than any of the others. You know, he's more calculating. But
yeah,
then
because he was a Jedi.
you've got to remember how old they were as well. They've had all this life experience, and they've had all these things. They know what they're doing. How old's Kylo Ren? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
How
That's
long
what
is
I
he-
mean. He's not calm and collected. That's what I'm trying to say.
But he's a
Rey
Sith.
would easily have beaten him.
Most Sith don't go
Fuck's
calm
sake,
and collected.
I mean mentally, man. He's sitting there crying still over Vader. Like, do you not think that he's not really all there? Like, do you really think he can honestly take on as many people as he thinks he can? He's naive. He's young. He hasn't got fuck all hardly experience. The only reason he's fucking powerful is because of Snoke. Because Snoke has built him up and given him like protection. That's why when what's that captain's name again? Whatever his name is, General Hux. When General Hux was speaking to him, you know, he's getting all cocky to him, and it's like, yeah, exactly. The only reason, like, General Hux knows the only reason that Kylo Ren even has an inch of like power or like intimidation is because General Snoke or Leader Snoke, whatever he's now,
Yeah.
you know, only because he is giving him that. Like,
I still want to know who Snoke
without
is, though.
Snoke, he would just be an immature, angry little fucker. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we're having daddy issues. That's what I mean by calm and collected. He hasn't got the experience to keep his composure. You could see in the fight he didn't keep his composure, and that's why he got fucked up.
Like,
And to be
Kylo Ren
honest,
as a
it's not
villain,
like-
though, is a good character. Like, regardless of, you know, what what happens.
I mean, and also you got to remember, she didn't really kick his ass because if the moon didn't get split apart, I'm guessing Rey would have probably died.
I mean, she did, like, cut his face and his arm, I think. I think it was his arm. But I know he
that
got
was
his
'cause He was
face.
getting angry though, wasn't it? He
Yeah.
was getting angry.
But most, 9 times out of 10...
Not the Sith angry, where they've got all this experience and they can be angry but still collect themselves. He's young. He's naive. Naivety angry. Young angry.
The whole point of the Sith, though, is to
Doesn't
win
think.
quickly, because the whole point is, in the long run, Jedi would win. Just through sheer willpower, because the fighting styles are completely different. Like the Jedi...
You've got to remember there are no such thing as the Sith anymore. You've got to remember that. Episode 7, he isn't a Sith, man. That's what I didn't understand you saying. You were like, oh yeah, he's a Sith, and it's like, no, there's no such thing anymore. Like,
There hasn't
he is
been
part of the
an
First Order.
actual thing of the Sith since the Old Republic.
Yeah, exactly.
technical
That's what
Sith.
I'm saying. He hasn't been trained in the Sith. He's been trained in the Jedi, so he's angry and he doesn't know what to do with it. The Sith were trained to use anger to their advantage and power, but see, whereas now there is no Sith. Kylo Ren has only been trained with the Jedi, and he doesn't know what to do with all this anger. So therefore, he loses his composure a lot more, and he makes mistakes. And that's, I think, what J.J. Abrams was trying to get across with the script of how he died. You know, or not died, but got defeated in that battle was just because he is not a Sith.
But then you say that, but then
As much
what's
as he wants
Snoke
to be.
supposed to be then? Like, who is he? What is he?
Who
If he
knows?
can teach someone
fuck would I
force
know?
powers and like power and
That's
shit
not hard, is
for a
it?
force user, but it is though. That's the thing. Like I said when we were a few days ago, it's like not everyone can use the force. Jedi's and that when people who are powerful enough to use the force, it's completely randomized. The only reason it's been every single Skywalker ever is because it's the Skywalkers, and they're the whole reason there is a Star Wars film. And the only reason the galaxy's as fucked up as it has been, really. But Jedi, like, Jedi Force powers, to the ability that they need to be able to, like, everyone could learn to be a Jedi, obviously, in the Star Wars universe, because everyone has the Force.
Well, yeah,
It's
look
like-
at Luke. Look at Luke. You know, he never really used the Force much. But
Exactly.
As in a sense of, you know, but he was still a Jedi. You know, I mean,
He
I
still
suppose,
could,
sort of.
exactly. But then the thing is, they get taken away at birth, and they always pick the stronger ones than the weaker ones, because the stronger ones are easier to become Jedi, normally, and they take they take them all. But then, what if the whole point of that is, if it's completely randomized, then theoretically anyone could use the Force given enough training. So surely the whole point of, like, you know, but you'd need to have the knowledge to be able to teach someone to begin with.
Well,
So,
none of us know
who's
who's Snoke
Snoke?
are yet. So
Exactly, that's what's
know.
like, who the hell is this guy? What's going on?
I mean, with his melty face and frail frame, I'm guessing he's probably one of the last Sith. Probably one of the last original Sith. You know what I mean? because it plays.
You're saying
only,
he's like
never actually see
3,000 years
him.
old.
Yeah. I'm saying this though. You never actually see him. Like you never see his body. It's a hologram. So basically, what if he's been like scientifically like turned into like an AI? You know what I mean? And that's how
That'd be
they
pretty
keep
dope,
him
actually.
able to, something like Mr. House from Fallout New Vegas. They're just keeping him as an AI, or they've got his brain in like a jar, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, if he was an actual like one of the Sith, like the proper like species, that would be pretty dope. Because that's only ever been in the games. But then, they always they look different than he does, and that's why it's kind of like, huh?
But you got to remember, he looks all melty and disgusting. So what if he was a Sith and then he had to be reconstructed, and now he looks like a melted milky bar.
I get what you're saying.
Either way, I'm excited for episode fucking 8.
If you can't tell already, yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to Rogue One then, Aaron. I think you've been wanting to talk about for fucking
Rogue
ages.
One. Yeah, fucking. This is the Star Wars. So Rogue One's probably one of the Star Wars movies I've waited for a long time. Not the whole premise of it, but the idea behind it. Like, it's not.
You know what? I think anyone who grew up with Star Wars now and wanted to see it more adult and like a bit more gritty.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it looks more like a war movie than like a than
a Star Wars film. Like a sci-fi fantasy film. It's like
it's still sci-fi, but it looks like Saving Private Ryan with lasers.
Yeah. When I saw the trailer, it just reminded me of something like Letters from Iwo Jima, or just something like that. It's just a gritty war film, and I'm really happy with that. And the characters look awesome, because I was quite worried that getting a few famous actors like Denzel Washington and things would sort of ruin it a little bit, because obviously it did for the prequels.
Yeah,
a little bit. Having
just
Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson was awesome, but
they killed him off like straight away
in that film. It was like, oh no, it's Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, I think the reason Star Wars have always gone with new actors at the time is because it removes it re-immerses you. You don't know who they are.
Yeah.
If I'm watching Samuel L. Jackson go, "Oh, motherfucker," all the time, and like, I know that's Samuel L. Jackson. I know that's the guy who was in Pulp Fiction. I don't feel like he's a Star Wars character. Whereas like when I first saw Rey and John Boyega and Daisy Ridley, John Boyega and everything, I was just like, wow, these people are new. This is like real. These are people I've now got to also learn to get to know.
Yeah.
Not, I love this guy already. I know this guy. He played like some naked dude on a film I watched before. It's like a full immersion. You know what I mean? But
with Rogue One, like, the idea that there is no lightsabers. Apparently, even Darth Vader's not going to be using a lightsaber. Like, apparently he's just in it for some reason for like a couple minutes or something like that. Like something stupid. And I was like, okay, that's fair enough, I guess, because it's not actually his film. He's not a centerpiece to the film at this time.
Rogue One is not about like the Jedi.
Yeah, it's the Death Star plans, obviously. And the whole point with that, Darth Vader, he's going to have to be in it somewhere at least for it to make to correlate
anyway. You already know that.
Yeah, it was the trailer, but to correlate with like 4.
You know what's really exciting though? Them hinting that Hayden Christensen could be reprising his role.
Oh really? Did they say that?
Yeah, I
didn't see anything about
that. I saw it in like a what are them things? When you're scrolling through Facebook and you see like
the little tab things,
talking about a little, something. It was something like that, and it was talking about Hayden Christensen talking about reprising his role and things, and I was just like, that would be fucking awesome, because even though a lot of people pick on him for like being not so good in the prequels, you know what? I think he was only bad in some parts. I think he was awesome. Like
Revenge of the Sith, he was great in.
Yeah,
I really liked him in that.
Can't do angry.
Yeah.
As well as he can. Like he has such a young, angsty, like teenage anger about him that makes it just feel really raw and like real.
Yeah. Like at the end of 3, when Obi-Wan and he's dueling, like that was, you could see it.
Yeah.
Because he was
I would love to see
physically
Hayden
angry.
Christensen. Yeah, I would absolutely love to see Hayden Christensen back. That would be incredible. Like, fair enough, his dialogue wasn't great, but the thing is, you've got to remember,
That's
people
not
blame him
his
for
fault,
that, and it's
though.
like, that's George Lucas. George
Yeah.
Lucas wrote those fucking love scenes about the sand and shit. That's him. That's him watching too much pornography and thinking that's how love happens.
What if George Lucas just doesn't like the beach?
Yeah, he just knocks on Padme's door with like his dick inside a pizza box, and he's like, "Did somebody order sausage pizza?" And then it's like,
No. But yeah, like the whole thing that there's no lightsabers. We've got Donnie Yen, and clearly he's got something going on with the Force there. A lightsaber, so I think that's a good direction as well. Like, you know, it's still melee weapon. He's still got. Seems like he could have the Force, maybe, for a limited amount, anyway, at least. And, you know, he still beats the shit out of stormtroopers in the trailer, and I thought that's pretty dope.
See, now after Rogue One, I'm ready now for like more of a. I want more of like a Clone Wars film.
Yeah. That would be pretty awesome, I think.
Like, I want them to make the Clone Wars gritty as well. I didn't want cartoon shit. You know what I mean? Even though, yeah, fair enough, it's cool, but it's like, who doesn't want like some gritty fucking...
An actual movie would be
film?
amazing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, for the Clone Wars. Like,
yeah. But they'd have to fucking make it, like, you know, mature at least, because most of the animated shows now that are for children don't go down very well. I mean, Rebels only really started getting popular when they started getting mature with it.
See, that's what pissed me off, is that they chose to do such a crucial part of the Star Wars story and just completely nerf it and make it child-friendly.
Yeah.
With the Clone Wars. It was such a fucking... I was angry. And that I was a kid then, and even as a kid, I was just like, dude, I want to see people dying and shit, not fucking...
It's like the first 2-3 seasons of the Clone Wars was really childish, like, you know, because it was the first ones, obviously.
Well, it was completely cartoon, wasn't it? It wasn't even animated back then. It was just...
That was, yeah, 2003, and then the animated version came out like 2008, I think. Was it 2005?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It was sometime, but they came out with that, and it was still childish. Like the first seasons were like, you know, really cheesy and shit, and then they started to get darker and darker, and then eventually you get to like season 3. Like 4, 5, and it's like, holy fuck, what is going on? Because, you know, you get people being beheaded all over the shop.
I think they're shit.
And then,
and I'm like a massive Star Wars fan. I think anything where they completely nerf like the storytelling and everything just to make it child friendly it just ruins it.
They stopped making the Clone Wars child friendly. Like, you know, they had to keep it a bit, you know, because it was Cartoon Network and there's like shit on there. Granted, it's not Disney, but. You know, there was still the limits of the TV thingy.
And then now everyone's hyping about Disney with Rebels, like season 3.
Season 3 like, looks dark. That's the thing. Like, yeah, it looks darker.
It's on Disney. It's on Disney XD, friend. Like, you will not get any fucking like anything. It is on the Disney Child channel. Like. I just don't. I mean, I can understand that where they can make money off profiting with merchandising and things for kids, and obviously Star Wars obviously always was a child-friendly film, like all the originals and everything. But
yeah,
I think making it animated on a children's TV show is a little bit overkill, if I'm honest.
As long as they keep the movies, like, you know, adult and gritty and stuff, and they keep the games, you know, like as gritty and adult as possible. Without making them over the goddamn top, I would be completely fine with that. Like, you know, I watched Rebels and I was like, the first season sucks. The second season got better, but you know, it's one of those things. Really, you just got to wait and see. But you've still got that little bit of hope, and it's like, please don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Because if you do, I'm gonna hate you forever.
Yeah, I get you. See, I absolutely fucking dislike. I mean, I watched. 3 seasons of the Clone Wars. I watched season 1 and 2, the animated ones, and then season 3 was the first actual animated, like
the legit animated one.
Yeah, and I just thought they were all awful. And then I sort of watched one of the films that were like at the end of it, And I just remember thinking to myself, like, why the fuck would they do this to like a story that's so serious? Like, I could see like, I don't know, Rogue One being more of a fucking like child's thing than anyone else. But I mean, the story of Rogue One, not actual like the film. But
Yeah.
like, imagine if there was no Rogue One film. You know, I don't understand how they would, why they would fuck in nerf such an important story like the Clone Wars for kids.
I think it was just a cash-in at the time, really.
Of course it was.
Obviously,
You know, when
and
the fuck
like
has
you
it
know,
never been about a cash-in?
I mean, you get some people who like, but I don't think like Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, like, you know, the good ones, the proper good ones. I don't think they were
Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2?
like the old ones. The games.
Oh, right, I wasn't on about the games. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, but
cool.
that's what I'm saying. Because you said cash in, so I was saying with them, like, you know, because you said it's always been about a cash in. I mean, it might have been a cash in
Well,
with
yeah,
them,
look at this.
but they were done very well.
Look at this game we're playing. Look at this game we're playing now. This is
hype,
cash-in,
the
so-
hype about this one, Jesus. We were part of that, though, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I hyped it for myself big time.
But no, Rogue One looks good, though. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Rogue One. And I do like the whole strong female leads again.
Yeah.
That was part of what made it, like, the original trilogy so good, was Leia. Like, because she was just such a fucking, like, hard rock of a character, like...
Fucking
you know,
strangles the shit out of Jabba, because, you know, why not? Like,
Yeah, like-
Jesus.
Like, she has a sensitive side, but she's also just hard as a fucking, like, metal pipe. Like, she's... And then, with Padme, they decided to go a little bit more, like... Well, because obviously this was, like, what? During the 90s and 2000s, he was writing these, so it's like... For some reason, back then, women were apparently wimps all the time, and, like, you know...
Yeah.
Really cheesy 90s writing, dude. Like, oh, Padme, I love you, you know, like when all these crappy white films came out.
Pretty much.
And then, obviously, now, I'm really fucking absolutely in love with the fact we're now starting to get, like, strong female leads again.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just such an important part of the original trilogy. And with Rey and how she was in The Force Awakens, it just shows that a strong female lead is what we need. I'm waiting for you to ready up, by the way. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm in my inventory. I was just listening.
You're probably touching yourself, like...
Yeah, that too.
But no, I'm just... Yeah, I can't wait to see more Rey, and I can't wait to see this new woman. I can't remember her name again. We only spoke about it the other day.
Fuck. I'll have a look. Okay, that's my pawn. We're not going to look at that.
Scanners indicate the rebels have activated an uplink station.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? This game glitches out so too many times. Like, I just walked into a hero power-up, clicked it didn't load the hero, and then now I'm running around again as a normal person.
Christ. But
What a fucking-
Felicity Jones is her name, yes.
That's it, Felicity Jones. She is incredible.
Banging as well.
Yeah, like, she's attractive, and she's very pretty. But I mean, like, as an actress, like, I saw her in, I can't remember what movie it was. Wasn't she in Doctor Who as well?
I'm not too
For,
sure.
like, a season.
I don't watch
I
Doctor
can't remember.
Who.
I'm probably wrong. Neither do I. That's why I'm asking. I'm probably wrong, but or it was someone who looked a lot like her. But yeah, I think I can't remember what film it was. I saw her in, and a TV show as well. But I mean, what we can see by the trailer, like, you can tell it's just going to be another one of these hard as stone female characters. Which,
Yeah.
you know, I love. I don't know why I love female characters so much.
It's probably because there's not a lot of them. And they all seem to be really badass.
Yeah, I think oversaturation on the part of men.
Yeah.
You know, as boys, as men, we grew up with, like, fucking Action Man and He-Man on the telly, and, like, you know,
Yeah.
and it gets tiring. Like, I don't want to see some dude, like, muscly asshole walking around with, like, his hair blowing in the wind, like they tried to do with Anakin in the prequels. I want, you know, I don't care if it's a man or woman. I just want an interesting character that isn't all like about physical appearance.
No, but like, there's.
But you know, because it was the 2000s and early 90s, late 90s, sorry. You know, they made Anakin with Hayden Christensen because obviously that was at the time where fucking like NSYNC was a thing, Justin Timberlake was a thing.
Yeah.
You know, everyone had to be a heartthrob and look all muscly and tanned. It was that sort of time, like in life.
Thank God it's not like that now, sort of.
Yeah.
We're kind of safe at the moment.
I mean, I think I've spoken a bit too much now about female leads, but one thing I do want to talk about again, though, is John Boyega.
Yes, I saw him Attack the Block, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, I think that he is one of the most, like... He has such, like, a good energy about him.
Yeah.
Like, in his acting. Like, he has such, like, a... Like, with The Force Awakens, I was finding myself laughing. Not at the way... Not because of the script, or what he says in the script, but the way he delivers it.
Yeah.
Like, you know the bit where they're on the Millennium Falcon and they're, like, trying to fix it, or they're trying to fix hyperdrive, and he's like, oh, why, you got a boyfriend? Cute boyfriend? And, like, that's not very funny if you think about it, but because the way he delivers it, it just made me laugh loads.
No, but
just,
did you see, like, the interview with him, though, when, like, and, like, all the behind-the-scenes stuff with him, and he was, like, proper excited about being in Star Wars, like, he was absolutely losing his mind.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what you need from an actor.
Did you see the thing he talked about as well, where he was like, so I called my dad, and basically my dad's African, yeah?
Yeah.
So he was like, and he was just like, hey dad, I'm in Star Wars. Oh, that is great news, yes! What is Star Wars? And it's like, oh my god. But, who's the guy who plays, Kylo Cock?
Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
Adam Driver.
See, that dude, for some reason, I'm not too keen on. In all the interviews I watched with him and everything, he seemed to have, like, a sort of ego about him.
Yeah. I know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like a Christian Bale sort of, why are you talking to me for, man? Like, not smiling or anything, not joking around. He was just like, you know, while the other actors like John and Daisy and, I always forget what the name of the dude who played, I can't remember his name, the pilot.
Oh, Oscar Isaacs.
Yeah, Oscar Isaacs, that's it. All of them, including him, all three of them, just had such a nice energy about them. They were all so excited.
Yeah.
But then you looked at the guy who played Kylo Ren, and he just like had like this ego about him. He wasn't smiley, he wasn't chatty. He was just like, yeah, and he would like just smirk every now and then. It's like, what's the problem? He didn't speak much in any of his interviews.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I did like him as the character though. Like, you know, the character was good, but they need to flesh him out a bit more.
I have this really retarded thing. If I don't like the actor, I can't get into the character.
Really?
Yeah, because if the actor, say I'm watching a Mel Gibson movie, I can't get into it because Mel Gibson's a fucking asshole. No matter how good his acting is, like,
he's a cunt.
You know,
simple as that.
It's like Bruce Willis. That's how I feel about Bruce Willis. You know, I watched The Sixth Sense, and even though the movie is great and his acting is absolutely solid in it, he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So why the hell would I like him? I can't, you know, get into his character too much.
But no, the cast for 7 was quite good, to be honest. I was, you know, we were all kind of like, what is going to happen? And we were all really skeptical for it too.
What do you mean, quite good? That is like one of the
you know
best
what I mean.
Star Wars casts I've ever seen. Like, I think that the Star Wars cast here is better than the originals.
Oh, watch it.
And that's because, well, if you're not retarded enough, they're all in there anyway.
Yeah.
Apart from, like, Lando Calrissian, so that's what I mean, like, but...
Where is he? What is he doing?
And the cast is, like, so diverse as well.
which is always a plus.
But no, I just think the way that the actors were picked was great.
Yeah.
Just their energy is incredible. Like I would rather sit and watch John Boyega and Daisy Ridley talk on a screen than watch Harrison Ford for another movie. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter now, does it really?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like I got so sick of Han Solo as a character.
He did.
Not the actor,
like,
but a character.
Get like very. I don't think the character had really much left after the prequels. There was just a little bit, and then it was like, nah. But now we're getting like the prequel movie for Han Solo, so we'll get the beginning as well.
Angry because it's not Han Solo, and it's like,
it
dude,
can't be him.
He's going to be 90.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
He's going to be 90 soon.
Just
and everyone's like, oh, he's not doing this movie. What a dick! And it's like, mate, he's 90 years old.
Yeah. Like, you know, he's wanted the character dead since like what? Episode 5?
Since episode 5, since after A New Hope, he didn't want to come back.
Like, isn't that the reason they put like the entire freezing thing in there? Because they didn't know if he was going to renew the contract or not.
Yeah, exactly. So,
like, you know, just he's dead now. Just let him have it. You know, he got what he wanted. We got a good movie. Let's just leave it at that.
I think the way his character went out was great.
Yeah, like you said when you were speaking about
more
it.
Doors for story.
Like when you were talking about it, the like the whole setting of it as well.
Yeah. It was made a grand spectacle, and I think that was the best way for it to happen.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want another like Qui-Gon Jinn where he's just fucking stabbed out of nowhere and you're like left in shock. You know. You knew it. Even though I hadn't seen the movie before, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I remember sitting in the cinema when it came out, and I was with I watched it with Rebecca and my parents, right? And it was just fucking like you could tell it was going to happen. He sat like perfectly. You know, the way the lighting was. You know, for some reason Chewie and John were like, you know, sat back away from him, and then they were both in the middle of this bridge, and it's just like, you know, you have flashbacks from Qui-Gon Jinn again.
Yeah, and you're there like, hold on, I've seen this before.
You know what's going to happen.
Yeah. It was a very good scene, though, obviously, and
oh yeah, definitely.
Like it didn't feel like because I remember like part in the prequel, like most of where it tried to be emotional, it just kind of sucked. But
yeah,
that
because
was
the prequels tried so hard to be like, I don't know, like a fucking teen rom-com movie on top of Star Wars, and it's like, you know, what the fuck.
And like this was just, they just did it really. There was no like, they weren't trying to be emotional in a sense of the word. Like they weren't like forcing it to happen.
But the thing is, J.J. Abrams can write it properly.
Yeah.
George Lucas couldn't.
But yeah, that like, I mean, if you didn't know he was going to die when you saw that whole entire setting, you know. I mean, I didn't really think Han Solo's not even my favorite character, so it was like, you know, I didn't really think he had much left for him anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I hardly even like Han Solo as a character. I mean, he bores me.
I mean, like, I liked him in the originals, obviously.
I mean, even in the originals, like, I don't understand what's so special about him.
Like when I saw it for the first time, I was like, okay.
Falcon.
I was like, he's a little cool. He seems cool.
He's a smuggler who keeps ripping people off. Whoa.
But then, like, you know, he doesn't do anything. Like, all he does is get kidnapped by bears, blow something up with the help of everyone else. And that's
then
it.
decide to come back last minute to reap the reward.
And then shags the dude's sister. Like, what are you? Is this your plan? What's happening? And like, even in freaking.
Yeah, I don't think George Lucas wanted Han Solo to be liked as much as he was.
Yeah.
I think that was the plan for Han, was to be like sort of a love him, hate him character, but everyone just couldn't help because of the way Harrison Ford delivered him as a character.
Like, Harrison Ford's a good actor.
Yeah, or he was.
Yeah. But I think like the whole freaking Han Solo's like arc in the new film anyway, in 7, wasn't one of, you know, he's trying to be cool or anything, you know, because obviously the actor's older and the character would be older, so they'd have to make him as a like an older, wiser, not wiser, but like more, I guess, caring in a way, because you know,
Yeah.
in the other one he was like, he didn't really give a shit about anything, you know. 4, all he wanted at the end was the money anyway, but he ended up coming back. 5,
Yeah.
he was moody all the time. And 6, you
He
know,
wanted Leia's purse.
and 6, you know,
He also wanted Leia's purse.
exactly. And it's like, you know, and then in this, when they see each other, it's kind of like, you know, you don't see like an uncaring, like, you know, smuggler and some like princess. You just see two freaking,
It's like a family.
Yeah.
It's a family. And but the thing is, that's the same with all the characters. All the prequel characters, not the prequel characters, sorry, all the original trilogy characters that were in Episode 7. It felt so natural to have them all together. It didn't look like it was just forced, like, oh, I want you all in this movie just so we have a reference of you. It
Yeah.
just felt like a family. They were all, you know, emotionally connected on the same level, and it was nice.
yeah, I feel like getting out is good for the character, because it's Hans, he was trying to like, I don't know, undo like all the bad shit he's done or something by like trying to save his son in a sense.
Yeah.
Because he basically said to Leia, you know, I'll go and get him back, and Leia wanted him back, obviously.
Yeah, because Han obviously hasn't changed his way, because he's still fucking ripping people off and shit.
Exactly.
You know what
But
I mean? Like, he's still
he
a
cares
smuggler,
more than he
no matter how old
did.
he is.
You know, he's got
Well,
that.
it's his wife.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that like
Well,
family
obviously
part
he's-
now. But yeah, I didn't think there was much left for him really, as Han.
Well,
You
no,
know,
that's-
the
that's
character
why they
kind of-
killed him.
Oh. And so yeah, him dying was good for him. Hate me, internet.
Yeah, I think it was for good.
And there's all these people like, oh, he could come back as a Force ghost, and it's like, what? That's not how it works, though.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I just don't understand Star Wars fans, mate.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the ones that sit there on the internet getting angry at everything every 30 seconds. Like, it's so stupid that, like, I don't know, understand. Like, you know, the people who call themselves like Star Wars fanboys, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm like a true Star Wars fan because I only like the originals and I shit on the prequels all the time. And it's like,
Yeah.
mate, like, no, you're not a fucking Star Wars fan.
Go away.
You're a hipster.
Yeah. But no, like what the bit about the Force Awakens that probably annoyed me the most was Luke,
Why?
because they just saw him and it finished. Like,
Yeah,
hi
that's
Luke,
called a cliffhanger,
how you doing?
by the way.
Yeah, but it's like,
Just so you know, Aaron,
you know,
that's a cliffhanger.
I know what it's called, you penis.
Yeah, so why would that make you angry at all?
Because it, like, I wanted to see more of Luke. I didn't want to just see him and then have it end without him saying anything and just having him look sad as shit. Like, yeah, your order's been destroyed, awesome, but look, we've got this new person and she has a lightsaber. Let's do this shit. Stop being old.
I don't know. I think the way the Force Awakens ended was probably the best ending I think I could say to any Star Wars film.
I think it's like the best ending out of all the ones I've seen, obviously, out of all the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
it
think
still
out of all
annoyed
the
me
films, that is the best
a
Star
little.
Wars ending I've ever seen.
just for the pure fact
It
that
didn't annoy me at all.
Luke didn't get
Well,
much.
if anything, it hyped me up more, and I got even more excited for Episode 8.
Yeah. Episode 8 is going to be good, though. I have a feeling that it's just going to be like one of the hugest ones ever.
Yeah. Oh Christ. Good talk, anyway.
Indeed.
I think we've already been an hour. You know,
Yeah, I'll have a look.
dude. It's 6:20 at night. We've been a long time.
Okay, it won't tell me.
Okay, well, that'll be it then for this podcast.
Indeed.
Ugh.
Still have a bunch of other shit to do.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, thanks for having me on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's the tiniest one I've ever created.
Thanks, guys, for watching me.
Yes, watching us talk about crazy Star Wars stuff while, you know, complaining as well, I guess, and playing video games. Yes, thanks all for watching, and I think I'll do this, like, maybe every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think
Every 2 weeks is a good thing. So, Henry, I will see you later. And I will see everyone else later.
even though we're gonna
Go and film another one.
I'll do a No Man's Sky. So yeah, I'll see you later. But later is
5 minutes.
the audience won't know.
Yeah. Have fun, everyone. Bye bye. Oh.